Now let's try to find out if we can determine the area of a parallelogram. How can we find the area of this shape? Take a moment to think about it. The first step is to draw an altitude in the triangle. Remember, an altitude is a segment that is perpendicular to the base, and let's label it as h for the height. You can see that the shape outlined in red is a right triangle. If we were to move that red triangle to the other side of the parallelogram, what new shape is created? Let's actually give it a try. If we move this over to the other side, get this, and then because we moved it, this piece will go away. What shape do we have? As you can see, after moving that triangle section of the parallelogram over to the other side, we create a rectangle. And the area of a rectangle is length times width. Well, if we change those labels to be base and height instead of length and width, we have determined the area formula for a parallelogram. The area is equal to the base times the height. So the area of a parallelogram is found using the formula area equals base times height, where the base and the height always form a right angle. Let's try to find the area of this parallelogram. We know that the area formula for a parallelogram is base times height, and we have in this parallelogram, the base has a length of 6, and its height is 1.7 centimeters. So we have the base and our height labeled, so let's substitute them in. So we have 6 times 1.7, and if we calculate the area by multiplying these two values, we get 10.2 square centimeters as our final area. Find the area of the figures below. Our first one, we have a parallelogram that has a base of length 10.4 inches and a height that is 6.2 inches. So let's multiply these values together to determine this parallelogram's area. Area equals our base, which is 10.4, or 10 and 4/10, times the height, which is 6 and 2/10. And then if we multiply these together, we end up getting 64 and 48/100 square inches. So that's the area of the parallelogram in the diagram to the left. Now let's try the parallelogram to the right. In this one, our base is 7 and 5/11 meters. So that's our base, and our height is 9 and 5/8 meters. So let's multiply these two values together. So that would be 7 and 5/11 times 9 and 5/8. And then before we multiply, we have to turn these into improper fractions. So we have 11 times 7, which is 77, plus 5 is 82. So we have 82/11 being multiplied by 9 times 8 is 72, and 5 more is 77/8. And then if we look at our numbers that are diagonal to one another, we can see that we have 11 and 77. They are both divisible by 11. So let's simplify this. The 11 becomes a 1, and the 77 becomes a 7. Similarly, we have 82 and 8, and both of these are even numbers. So 2 divides into both of them. 82 divided by 2 is 41, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So now we have 41 times 7, which will give us 287. And then 1 times 4 is 4 square meters. And now let's convert this into a mixed number. So our final answer for the area is 71 and 3/4 square meters.